The reason I wrote this book is because it tells the other side of the story about slavery, the side we never hear. They refused to let anything separate them. The book includes the story of a man who was a slave minister, James Smith, who spent 17 years from one place to the next searching for his enslaved wife before he finally found her in Canada. It includes the story of a free black man named Joseph Antoine, who hailed from Cuba originally, and he actually threw aside his freedom and became an indentured servant, a temporary slave, in order to avoid separation from his beloved. And Lucy and Isaac Berry. Lucy Esther Millard Berry was a white girl who fell in love with a slave. So now we're going to a whole nother order of difficulties. This happened in Missouri. Isaac was about to be sold to the Deep South, which we all know what that meant. So they came up with a plan. Isaac was going to run away, and he started off on foot. Meanwhile, Lucy's father had decided to send her to finishing school in Springfield, Illinois. He gave her money for her tuition, but when she got to finishing school, she took the money that was supposed to be her tuition money and bought an extended ticket to Detroit.
Unbeknownst to
her family. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she was cutting ties. And when she got there, she got a job in a shirt making factory. All of these plans, the things that makes them stand out is they're so unlikely of working. You know, people had to have just a tremendous faith to even think these. There's so many things that could have happened on the road. Isaac might not have made it to Detroit or Canada. The plan was that they would meet in Windsor, which was across the river from Detroit. But they had no idea where they were going to meet. It's not a tiny little place, you know what I'm saying? But she got a job and she went back and forth across the river, hoping just to run into him. And one day she's walking down the road and she hears music. Isaac was a fiddler, and his fiddle had a very unique sound, and she recognized his music. And she stopped outside the tavern, and she was too well bred to go inside. So she caught somebody coming out of the door, and she says, "Go in there and tell that fiddler man Lucy's here." And that was the story that got me hooked. I'm hearing this from their grandchildren, okay? I'm hearing it from a woman in her 90s who actually knew Lucy.